So you want to know why Lost Ark Honing sucks? I'll go over both sides of the argument. Lost Ark Honing sucks because you gather resources, you gather currency to use those resources, and then you try for a honing, and it fails. In lower tiers, your success rate is 70%, 60%, 50%, and if you fail, it goes up a decent amount. And let's say you failed twice, you've suddenly gone from like 50 to 70. You're gonna get there, and it's gonna cost some resources, so you're still gonna fail and you're still gonna lose some resources, but you'll see your chances going up every time. So at least you have that. And people in those ranks can say, I'd rather roll the dice and see if maybe I can succeed on the first time, because they're at a greater odds of success. But when you get to tier 3, later parts of it, and your honing rate is like 15%, and you fail and it goes up to like 16% or like 16.2%, that's demoralizing, because you're failing over and over and over again. And every time it's wasting the materials you gather and the currency you use. And that just has psychologically a worse impact than if it costed more but it had 100% success rate. If I was to say to you, give me $4 and you might get a $10 video game, and the chances of you getting that video game are 60%, you will probably roll the dice. It's $4, and I can say, well, maybe you fail, but hey, how about we do this again? And this time, instead of a 60% chance, you have an 80% chance. You will probably roll it again. And you spent $8 to get something that was $10 in almost every scenario. But now if I say, give me $4 and maybe you can get this $10 video game at a 10% rate. Well, now you're not going to want to do it, because you give me that $4 and you get nothing to show for it most of the time. You give me another $4 and it's still an 11% rate, so you get nothing to show for it. You do it again. Now you're down $12 and you still have nothing to show for it. And if that's the entire game model, or part of the core loop of the game model, it's going to demoralize people. Over time, people will get demoralized. There's no way around that. Even the people that are like, fine, at least my stuff doesn't blow up, which is true. Like Black Desert Online, your stuff can blow up and it's objectively much worse. Yes, there's no doubt about that. But it will still have a burnout effect if people are just failing over and over again and seeing no progress in their bar, even from 15% to 16% to 17% to 18%. How many times do you have to fail before you finally succeed? How much currency is destroyed? How many materials are destroyed? And how long does this go on? It becomes a cycle of misery. And then you finally succeed and your item level goes up by 1. And now you're back at it again. Everything's reset. Everything's lower. Back to 10% now. Now you got a 10% shot of succeeding. And you got to build all that up again. You got to waste all those materials, all that currency. It's going to take a toll on virtually anybody, no matter how optimistic they are. So that's why I think the honing rate should just be 100% and just cost more materials. It'll be less demoralizing. When someone gets those materials, they will look at their materials and they will say, yes, I have enough. I can hone now. Instead of, yes, I have enough. I can try to hone now and probably fail looking at that 10% bar. So that's just my opinion on it. I think if they change that, it will make the game at its core significantly better, more efficient, it'll be less demoralizing.